Okay, we have today's card pull. So take a breath, allow your intuition to guide you to card A, card B, or card C. We're going to start from the beginning. Hi, I'm Joe. Yeah, let's start at the beginning. I'm Joe from Expanding Joy, and I am here to do a channeled message for the card pull of the week. So this is guidance from your higher self, from our angels, and from the collective of angels known to me as Sam. And they are going to give us some messages all around what is coming up or what they would invite us. It's always an invitation to explore this week. Okay, so I'm going to get ready here. So we're going to start with card A. I have not looked at the cards yet. Ooh, I like this one. Sorry. Sacred Journey. Look at that. Like all the different layers or realms. Realms is the word that came up to me this morning. Mhm, mhm. Hello, hello, dear ones. We are so pleased to have you join us for this interaction, conversation, and transmission of energy. We are reminding you that this is always a vibrational experience, as well as the words that you hear. Take heed to the words, but allow yourselves to be able to absorb, to allow the energy, the frequencies coming to you during this duration. We invite you to stay as long as possible and allow the frequencies to influence your sphere of being, your remembering. For it is our intention that you remember just how magnificent you truly are. And that leads to so much more. Yes. Okay. For those of you who have chosen card A and have had mm, the opportunity for expansion. Yes, for if you are human, it is a sacred journey. Period. Full stop. There is nothing required beyond this. You may live an entire lifetime, what you would call asleep, what we would call inexperience. For if you are, as you word it, asleep, then you are entirely engrossed, totally 100% involved and into the sacred journey of being human. And that is, after all, what you came here to do. Now, some of you are on awakening or remembering, we would call it, path of remembering, your journey of remembering. And this too is part of your sacred journey. But do not judge those who appear asleep, for they are, oh, so engrossed in being a human. And that is why they came. Each part of your journey is a sacred journey, for you are a sacred being. It can be no other way, for it is. It was in your blueprint, your intention to come to Earth and have the experiences of this 3D density and the life of a human. Yes. So if you are a human, then you're on your sacred journey. The wholeness of you, the soul of you, as you say, is always there. It never departs, it never goes anywhere. It is always you. Yes. So all of it is a sacred journey. There is nothing to do to make it sacred. There is nothing you cannot do to make it sacred, for you are the sacred part of your journey. Yes. So do not judge yourself for days where you are entirely human, as you might discover. Yes, this is you on your sacred journey, experiencing human as you chose to do. For those remembering on a particular day, then there will be days of remembering and days of forgetting. Do not judge yourself, for all of it is part of your sacred journey. So enjoy the journey, have fun with the journey, play in your journey. Yes, for you came here to experience. It is only your humanness that judges it as good, bad, or indifferent. The journey itself is neutral, but always sacred. That was interesting. So it's kind of like if our I like that because so often in the metaphysical or spiritual kind of realm or neighborhood, it's so judged that, oh, that person's asleep, and so they're not on their sacred journey. They're not doing their soul's purpose. Well, how the frick do we know that? We don't know that. And if our soul, if our spirit is sacred in itself, and we never separate from our spirit, then every single journey that anybody is on is a sacred journey. I love that. There is no judgment. There's no, we don't know the bigger picture. We don't know what their blueprint is. And regardless if they are following their blueprint or we're following our blueprint or not, our journey is still sacred because we're sacred. I like that. Okay, that was really cool. I like that a lot. It almost felt like give yourself a break. You can't mess it up. You're going to be on a spiritual or you're going to be on a sacred journey no matter what. So you can't mess it up. You can't get it wrong because you're sacred. Period. End of conversation. Love it. Okay. That was from the Gaia deck, which I haven't used in a while, and I love this deck. Okay, so this is the Gaia Oracle deck. That's what we just had. Number card B. If you've chosen card B, it's this one, and it is, if you're familiar with this, if you've been here often, it's the Divine Energy Oracle from Sonia Choquette. Love this one. This is funny. Live your soul, not a role, which kind of ties into the first one, the whole sacred journey thing. Live your soul, not a role. I like that. Okay, let's see what they have to say. Hello, hello. Yes, you have been exploring the topic of identity for the past month or so. This one has. And we want to invite you to remember that your role or your identity is simply the gathered together beliefs and put a label on it. That is it. So, your role or your identity that you are currently living is the combined essence of all your beliefs. And then we put a label on it. Now, there are many roles that humans play and many labels that you attach to them: mother, father, boy, girl, man, woman, sister, brother, whatever, nurse, doctor, teacher. Everything has a label. Well, you can tell in today's society how that is breaking up. Yes, the breaking of identity or labels do not match what they have perhaps traditionally, but rather you are inventing your own labels to in a way to describe and connect with others that feel or align with something similar or as close as possible. And this is wonderful because you are discovering the expansion that new variety of labels provides you. It is still a label. It is. It is. So do not get too tied to it or too grasping of it, but rather allow it to simply be a way to attract and gather with others of like mind. Yes. So perhaps we would see a gathering of mothers or a gathering of teachers or a gathering of people who love knitting. Yes, it doesn't matter. Labels are simply a way to communicate. Yes, to allow yourself to be an expression of yourself. Now, a label does not work when it is somebody else's label put upon you. That is when it breaks down. Yes. And rather than communicating or expressing who you truly are in your soul, it is the description of how someone else sees you. And this is what is breaking down currently in most societies on your planet. For people are coming up with new ways to self express themselves, their soul, their light, their spirit. Yes. So as you are human and you have language as a form of communication, there will always be labels. But the freedom in it lies when you use your own label for yourself, a description of an expression of your soul. And this is and will be for some time very difficult for some people to accept, for they are in the rigid mindset that one must adhere to the traditional descriptions that the labels hold. And the youth of today are not, are just not standing for it, quite honestly. Yes. They are coming up with new ways to describe themselves. Yes. So, yes, you will always have a label, always. And you will have many during your lifetime: baby, toddler, child, kid, teen, adult. There are labels in themselves. And as you live your life, you will notice that the ones other people assign to you do not feel as comfortable, as expressive as those that you find for yourself. So we invite you to notice which labels fit and which do not during your week ahead. Explore the labels that you have adopted without question, and rather perhaps come up with one or two that are more aligned with your self expression. And they do not have to follow the traditional codes of labels. Pick a new one. Perhaps you want to be blue or aqua this week. Yes, yes. Choose one that fits you. Allow yourself to try on a new label that fits closer to the expression of your soul. And notice where you are holding others within the very strict confines of labels you have put on them. Perhaps you would like to loosen the grip a little. Allow others to show you who they are rather than assigning them a label of your assumption. This may be fun. This may be what you call triggering. This may bring about a lot of ahas this week, but have fun with it all the same. When you start or begin to take it too seriously, step back for a moment and try again. We love you oh so much. Well, that was interesting and explains a lot. If we are currently in a place in humanity and in the collective growth of humanity and how labels don't, how they're assigned to us rather than us choosing them, I can see how the whole how and why so much around labels and pronouns and all of this is coming up currently because it's meant to be broken down. It's meant to be more of a way of aligning your soul with you and how you would communicate that with people. And that's all the label is. It's a way to communicate or to connect with, a way to have like-minded people or people who feel similar in their expression to gather together. Because if you don't have a label for it, how do you call? How do you recognize the call to each other? That's really interesting. I like that, like how labels are not bad per se. They're simply a way of communicating and calling together other like-minded people. Because if you don't recognize yourself in how somebody speaks, then how can you know that they're like-minded? That's really cool. But I can also see how it is very difficult for so many people to who are having a hard time. Actually, just recently I heard somebody who I who I get along with and, have commonalities in life with. And they were just like, I don't understand these pronouns and that's ridiculous. And they were very against it. And I thought, oh, isn't that interesting that, because And what just came through too was if if you're really upset, if that upsets you a lot, then perhaps the invitation is to look at where do I, it's obvious it's fear, right? Because there's either love or fear, that's it. So if it's a fear coming up, it's like, what am I afraid of? It's never about the other person. It's like, what am I fearing? What am I finding difficult? Perhaps your own labels either don't fit, but you're very attached to them, or your labels fit and you don't want anybody to take that away from you. And that whole idea is that we don't want to take somebody's self-chosen labels away from them, but to allow others to choose their labels is really cool because that aligns with their soul. And if your soul wants to speak, then we should listen. Okay. If you chose card C, oh, she's going. This week is like deep, like big kind of, I mean, that is not a small conversation. The card said, live your soul, not a role, which doesn't sound complicated. But then I love how Sam kind of goes into the depths of it. And that is definitely where we headed this week. Okay. So if you chose card C, this is yours. Ooh, magical blessings. Oh, I like this one. Okay, let's see what they have to say. Ah, oh, dear ones, yes. For you, if you have chosen card C, and we feel that there are many, 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 many of you who have chosen more than one card this week and have chosen card A or B with a more depth to it, as she just alluded to. Card C, along with card A or B, is such a wonderful combination. It allows you to, we invite you to simply be on the lookout for magical blessings. This is it. For if you hold the intention that miracles occur on a daily basis, you might be surprised by how many you suddenly see. They were there always, always, always. And as we have said in the past few weeks, that miracles exist outside of your belief system. So if you are suddenly allowing miracles to occur and you are witnessing them, you are having the experience of a miracle, then it means you are broadening your belief system. So holding the intention of looking for miracles and blessings is not only fun, but it broadens, it stretches the bounds of your belief system. And suddenly, having miracles occur every day has exponentially expanded your belief system and, in turn, your identity. Yes. So it all comes full circle, dear one. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And we invite you this week to be on the lookout. Each morning before you rise from your bed, say to yourself, "Oh, I wonder what the world will surprise me with today. What miracles are in store for me and simply waiting for me to arrive and experience and witness them." Yes, for the miracles are there, simply waiting for somebody to see them, much like the fairies who are simply waiting for somebody to see them, for somebody to experience them. Yes, yes. So it does not surprise us that the fairies have chosen this card for this week. Yes, for they too want to be witnessed. Yes. Have fun, dear ones. There are miracles abounding and waiting for your experience of them. And once again, we remind you that this is a vibrational experience. We invite you to drink plenty of wonderful water. Allow yourself rest when you need it. Feel the vibrations entering your body and moving through your system. You are here on your journey of remembering, and we are the catalyst. We love you oh so much. Right at the end there, when they were talking about vibrations, it was like, I almost got like dizzy, was just like, whoo, okay. I've recently had clients on a regular basis now. I used to have a few of them. Now I have it on a regular basis who have readings with me. And they're like, I had a new gentleman the other day and he was like, is it normal? Like I'm almost out of breath. He goes, I feel like my heart is racing a little bit, but it's not above normal. But I said, no, that's totally normal. It's the energy. This is a vibrational experience. Okay, guys, have a fabulous day. And as always, you know what to do. You're on YouTube. Like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, all that kind of good stuff. And that is a wonderful way to support my channel and my work that I'm doing. Thank you so much. Love you guys.